All right, hey, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. This is Bill with WWP Reacts. I want to talk about. I like to talk about current events, what's going on in the world, and this has been getting a lot of play lately. Of obviously this Medicare fraud in Minnesota, and this Youssef couple, Abdi Fatwa Youssef, who uh, I don't know, built millions of dollars from the Minnesota CMS Medicare fund, which means it comes from the federal government because the federal government gives the money to the states and the states dole it out, right? And and this young, this is her right here, Sarah West. I mean, she looks wicked young, but she has to be a far lefty because Walz's predecessor, Walz is a piece of work. We all know. But this isn't getting the kind of airplay that I thought it would. So I thought I'd just talk about it because I thought it was crazy. Youssef funded more than $1 million from their business to personal account and withdrew $387,000 cash. And this guy's a piece of work too. General Keith Ellison, Attorney General, should should not give him the time of day. Call him General. He's an Attorney General, which means a lawyer that was elected or some lefty appointed him to be attorney. It's the same guy that went after the good police officers in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, and ruined their lives. He's a piece of work. Anyhow, let's get to one of the.
Since with drones and on foot. They did this.
Didn't want to go there. I should know where I want to go, but I didn't. So I want to start right here with Christine and talk about this a little bit. So this is really funny. So let's
Is
listen for a
on the
second.
way to Minneapolis in the wake of the fraud scandal. Watch.
You told me to look into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that whack.
50% of immigration visas, which led to naturalized citizens, are fraudulent in Minnesota under Attorney General Walz and maybe his predecessors' reign as well. It's ridiculous. These people are in there fraudulently. They have visas to be in the country. Anyway, so let's just listen to Christy because she's good. I like Christy.
Governor Walz either is an idiot or he did it on purpose.
Did you miss that? She called him nut job. That nut job Walz either is an idiot or did it on purpose.
He brought.
I love the other cabinet guys laughing and the cabinet woman over on the right hand side. Some of them are just stone face. They don't say nothing like, look at Marco Rubio and Kennedy and Hexa. They're like, I think they're definitely afraid.
People in there illegally that never should have been in this country, fraudulent visa applications, signed up for government programs, took hundreds of billions of dollars from the taxpayers, and we're going to remove them and we're going to get our money back.
Congressman Tom Emmer, Republican from Minnesota, joins me now. Congressman, we've got all kinds of questions about this.
But so, how do we get them out of the country if they were brought in here illegally under the previous administration? I mean, I've been listening to this. I mean, Trump on an airplane yesterday said he wanted to take away the naturalization of people that are naturalized citizens, came here for another country, are now naturalized, that are criminals. I don't think that's ever been done, but I think it's a great idea. If you're a criminal, you're a naturalized citizen in this country, well, you lose your citizenship. I'm a naturalized citizen. Okay, I'm from Canada. I didn't become an American citizen until I was 26 years old. I came here when I was 11. Came to this country because my dad came here as a doctor and worked in the Boston area, and I didn't become a citizen. But I became a member of the military when I was 17, and I served until I was 53 in the military, nonstop, reserves, National Guard, active duty after 9/11. Didn't commit a crime in my life. But if you're a naturalized citizen, you commit a crime, you should be booted out of this country. I don't care if you're from Canada, Somalia, Mexico. I don't care. If you're a naturalized citizen, you should lose your citizenship and be booted out. That is Bill Fletcher's personal opinion. And I can say that because I am a naturalized citizen. And if I committed a crime, I should be booted out. But I don't commit crimes. I live a life with integrity. Following the law. I'm 64 years old. These people that are from Somalia committing fraud should be booted out because, you know, they're all naturalized citizens. Because they came here, were dumped here by the Obama administration and other administrations into Minnesota, a place like that, Lewiston, Maine. It's another one with a huge Somali population. They just dumped them into these places and let them become citizens. But let's listen for a minute.
Should Walz resign? What did Ilhan Omar know, and when did she know it? Can we get our money back? We've got all kinds of questions. Can you wrap?
Ilhan Omar, she's another one. Now, I don't know if it's true, but it's been reported, and I don't think she refutes it, but she married her brother so that he could immigrate here. Like, this is craziness.
Wrap it all up?
Well, Stuart, I'm just grateful that you're reporting it, and the reason that it's getting reported is because Donald Trump, President Trump, finally made this a national issue when he sent out a truth a couple weeks ago. We've been trying to sound the alarm in Minnesota for more than 3 years. Everybody's focused right now on $1 billion plus in fraud that has been stolen from Minnesota taxpayers, and a lot of it allegedly has been sent to Al-Shabaab back in Somalia, a terrorist group. But you know what we're not talking about?
So this fraud is actually funding a terrorist organization, Al-Shabaab.
Today, do you realize that, you know, it's not that all Somalis are committing crimes, but 80% of the crimes being committed in the Twin Cities in Minnesota are being committed by Somalis. And by
That's a great statistic, right? Not all Somalis commit crime, but 80% of crime in Minnesota is being committed by Somalis. And they're probably a small percentage of the full aggregate population of Minnesota. Kind of like crime in inner cities, right? There's a small population that commit most of the crime, right? Even though there's a smaller population, the what do we call them? Marginalized populations? Marginalized. They're committing crime hand over foot. And the Somalis are no different.
the way, the FBI has been investigating Somali gangs in the Twin Cities now for months. I am grateful that President Trump has raised this to a national issue.
Have you ever heard? I've never heard of this, that the FBI has been investigating Somali gangs in the Twin Cities for months. No one talks about it. Why? Because it doesn't fit the mainstream media's playbook. It's not anti-Trump. It's not lefty enough.
It's kind of like a small version of what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were doing at our southern border for the last 4 years. Tim Walz is as corrupt as and incompetent as the day is long. You got $1 billion of fraud.
You remember, Tim Walz is the guy who made up that he was in Tiananmen Square during the showdown there with the Chinese, you know, and the young man in front of the tank. I remember watching it on news when I was much younger. I can't remember the year that happened, but he said he was there. Totally lied. Said he retired a sergeant major, command sergeant major in the Minnesota National Guard. No, he retired as a master sergeant. There's a big difference between master sergeant and command sergeant major. Huge. I'm not going to go around and say I retired as a colonel when I didn't. I retired as a major. I started as a private. These people don't have integrity. I mean, did I wish I retired as a colonel? Sure. But I didn't do obviously good enough job to get that, and that's okay. We all have to accept where we are at in our journey. I don't understand people that have to exaggerate what they've done or haven't done in this case.
You got the largest fraud case pandemic fraud case in the country, the Feeding Our Future 250 million. But you got Medicaid housing fraud. You got Medicaid autism fraud. You've got all kinds, hundreds of millions of dollars that they built out. And here's the big question I've got now. You have some alleged whistleblowers in the Minnesota state government who are now coming forward saying they were telling Tim Walz and his leadership team about the fraud years ago. And not only did he ignore their warnings, he actually retaliated against the whistleblowers. If this is true, Stuart, I'm grateful again for the Department of Transportation, Sean Duffy, for Homeland Security.
Yeah, these are all these employees from the Minnesota Health and Human Services Department, I guess, have been reporting this for a long time to the governor. And he's threatened them. Why? Tim Walz gets voted in because of a large part from Somali voters that are, quote, citizens, naturalized citizens. And so he, just like this guy Fry, the mayor over there, just like the police officers that now the Twin Cities is hiring, they're all Somalis. They're walking around talking Somali, right? They're not talking English. I mean, I saw a picture of Fry, the mayor there, at some Somali restaurant acting like he enjoyed Somali food. I don't know if you ever had Somali food. I have. And let's just say I never want to have it again. But they love it. It's their fare, right? I mean, that's okay.
For Tom, all these guys that are coming in to actually enforce the law. But if that's true, that Tim Walz knew about this and that he was retaliating against his own state employees who were telling him it was going on, we got to look at, it's not a matter of resigning. This guy may have committed criminal acts and they need to be exposed.
Yeah, long way to go on this one.
All right. So with that, I hope they do find that he committed criminal acts, and I hope that they do something instead of just talking about it. Because Congress is famous for talking about people doing criminal acts, and they don't do anything about it. I mean, look at all the crooks that are out running around. I mean, Hillary's still running around, for God's sakes. How many people did she kill? You know, allegedly. I mean, are you kidding me? Anyways, WWP Reacts, newer channel here. I like to kind of talk about what's going on in the world. And I love your feedback. I'm getting some nice feedback in the comments of some of my videos. And like and share and let people know about this channel if you find my content entertaining. I know it's kind of, low rent, but I'm just here to kind of have fun with it. So I like talking to people, and this is very nice. And please send your comments. I will reply to every comment that I get. And thank you so much, and have yourself a fantastic weekend. WWP Reacts signing off.